people to be relocated in Sinai and Canal region. Work progress will be announced periodically to the public. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi has stated that the project will not depend on foreign funding and would be financed through the offer of 500 million shares to Egyptians only. However, other sources indicate that shares may be offered to non-Egyptians at a premium rate of $100 per share, although the project and related development of the surrounding area have been touted as a way to boost revenues and expand the capacity of the canal. Currently, the Suez Canal, which carries about 12% of all international trade and allows ships to travel from Europe to Asia without sailing around southern Africa, only provides one-way traffic. However, the new 45-mile lane would allow ships to travel in both directions for just under half the canal's 101-mile span. Further, the project is expected to reduce the maximum waiting hours for ships from 11 hours to 3 hours. Egyptian officials have set an ambitious schedule for the project, stating they would like to complete the project by mid-2015. Neil Davidson, a senior advisor for ports at London-based Drury Maritime Research, said the strategic location of Egypt and the canal is a key advantage, being a key point where cargo can be distributed or worked on. This hubbing concept is extremely valuable. The current canal is the fastest shipping lane between Asia and Europe. Nestor Alcansink, the head of the Argentina Exporta consultancy, said the new channel, which allows vessels to pass each on the canal, will cut ships' waiting time to a maximum of 3 hours from the current 11 hours, as it will have a capacity for 96 ships a day versus the current 49. He said the international trade is facing new challenges, and one of them is linked to attempts to curb logistics and transport costs, which have an impact on the final costs of goods, as well as on the setting of taxable bases on which import duties are levied afterwards. He added that investment plans and trade competition will be reflected in sea trade at the expense of air transport. Horatio Calderon, a Buenos Aires-based international affairs pundit specializing in highly sensitive matters, said that Suez Canal revenue rose by 7% on year last May 2014, thanks to the easing of political tensions, which had slowed GDP growth to just 1% on an annualized basis during the first quarter. Calderon added the country's economy has been shaken by struggles, and key sectors such as tourism weakened after the 2008 world economic crisis and Egyptian political turmoil, ultimately leading to the collapse of the economy, which began after the palace coup ousting President Hosni Mubarak in 2011.
Back again to Money Means Business. That was a report prepared by Sally Lamloum and presented by Ibrahim Qabil. And again, we were talking about the frame of mind that should change in order to just do all the changes later on, and the vision that is the future. Engineer Qadoui, we're just focusing on that and completing what Dr. Shamy said.
Mr. Ahmed mentioned, we should concentrate in maritime industry, which is the most important for our economy. Let us give some examples. If we take Hong Kong, the maritime activity have last year's turnover 41 billion US dollar.
Yes.
They create 222,000 jobs. So we should concentrate in maritime industry, and we have a good chance in the new Suez Canal corridor. So we can have industrial base in this area, in north and south, trade zone and logistic platform, integrated logistic platform, and service for all ships and trades passing.
Yes.
Let us give some examples.
Yes.
If we have a container ship passing Suez Canal, they pay a toll for Suez Canals around 90 US dollar per container. If we have container terminal, just handling containers, we added $6. If we have a factory manufacture such containers, we shall add it $2,500. If you have a feeder which transport this containers to final destination, we added 500.
Yes.
If we make bunkering for such ship, we shall add $7 million. So the added value have its impacted in our economy. This is the objects of Suez Canal corridor.
Okay.
Don't think about the toll of Suez Canal. It is peanuts compared to the added value activity in this area. This I want to mention this.
Okay, Steve, you haven't answered the challenges. Here, I mean, the frame of minds that should be changed, as Dr. Ahmed said. Just if we look at it as a tart and everybody wants to take a piece of it, then we're not going to go forward. We're going to be just like the other, the systems that just preceded us.
The world, it is clear vision. Here, we don't have a clear vision what happened in the future round for President for So we should have a future vision, and this vision don't change, and try to put some objectives and follow up how you achieve these objectives.
Yes.
This is the main reason.
Okay, what are the challenges that we have there, like surrounding the whole project that would make the project not reach its targets if we don't observe other things that should be surrounding or just done in parallel with this project to make it a success?
Okay. Before we talk the projects, we have to let the people know what you know that after tomorrow they will announce who's the consultant.
Yes.
The winner consultant to issue the master plan of the project.
Yes.
What does it mean, F? That we don't have complete master plan. This consortium, this an Egyptian and foreigner consultant, they will give us a master plan after 6 months. It means in March, next March 2015.
What are we doing in the meantime?
Drilling the new canal.
Okay.
Okay? It's one of the reasons that we are drilling the new canal. To create a new worker chance to work in 1 year. After these 6 months, we need 3 months for negotiation with the community, civilian community, and expert community.
Yes.
After this time, we need at least 3 months to have a new legislation law from Parliament. After this, we need at least 6 months for tendering and pronouncing who's the winner of the tender. Does that mean that we have 1.5 years to 2 years to start the first projects of Suez Canal corridor development?
Yes.
As
what will happen in these 2 years?
well, that's what I'm talking about.
So we have delayed
Yes.
2 or 3 years. What happened?
This President Sisi said we are very late.
Yeah, lagging
He
behind.
already pronounced that we are
Yes.
late, so
Yes.
late.
And there is no time for actually
have no time.
experimenting, wasting time like the other governments did, experimenting everywhere in education, here and there. Do we have that time? Do we have this luxury of time?
You lose your opportunity. Another country takes this.
That's the big issue.
Yes.
That's maybe after 2 years, something happened. So what we recommend?
What do you recommend?
Already the legislation law for 2 hub ports, Sokhna and Espor Said, it's already done.
Yes.
Let's change what is need to be changed, and we have to change the way of thinking. As Engineer Adoor said, we have to know that the vessel, it's everything. It needs minimum 54 of maritime activity. You can imagine 54. And now I'm talking about know-how. If we thinking to make for bunker transit trade, why the Petroleum Authority is managing the bunkering in Egypt? The demand could be reached according to the number of the vessel crossing and routing to between Egyptian port to the other ports. It's around 35,000 vessels. If we have good quality service of bunkering with very competitive rate, we will import it from outside. But let the private sector have this kind of business. Let the people who have the expert in this business make in the north and in the south two positions for bunkering. The number of vessels can demand from 30 million to 40 million ton bunkering from fuel and marine gas oil and different type of bunkering. You don't believe that we can maximum, we make like last year, I believe, less than 400,000. If you have the chance for the demand of 40 million ton,
this means more than 30 billion US$ income from bunkering service only.
You know what bunkering service mean?
No, I'm a normal person who sees you like boat as a boat.
I will talk very simple.
Yes.
Let's look that we have floating storage in the water. He can carry up to 500,000.
Okay.
And that means there is another tankers bring the material from, let's talk from Fujairah to Suez. 500 ton, it will be storage in this floating storage.
Yes.
Does that mean that I have minimum from 25 to 30 units, different size, can supply this bunkering to the other vessel? If we are talking about just one area called Summit, this area have minimum per year 500 tankers a year. That's correct number?
This is correct.
And this very huge vessel.
Yes.
Huge vessels, it means they are the cost for them daily, maybe they are I don't know how many ton per day.
Is around
300 something?
less than this.
Okay, let's talk about 200 ton per day.
Yes.
Okay, does that mean if they are staying 1 week in Summit, they need 1,200? Okay, and of course they want to have more because they have another route, another big destination.
Yes.
If they have the service here, right, why not they have the supply from here?
Exactly.
We will create from bunkering only, if we have this business, minimum 30,000, we will create a new job for 30,000 workers in different type, skilled and non-skilled
Yes.
people. Container terminal, Engineer Adoor talk about
building and repairs.
ship and repairs. I will talk about life. Life happened last week that we have some investors from Russian and United Arab Emirates and Egyptian. They want to make a big, huge ship and repair shipyard in Swiss area.
Yes.
Me and Mr. Engineer Wael Adoor, we have a meeting with the governor of Swiss, and he said that there is a presidential decisions from Adli Mansour in this area